Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Siobhan Danielle. Welcome back to another vlog. The time now is 10:46 p.m. It's Tuesday, October 21st. Yeah. I'm about to get my ass in the bed. I went to campus today. I never go to campus on Tuesdays, but yesterday I went to campus. I didn't really get to spend enough time with my friend because as y'all know, she work in the library. I usually spend Mondays and Fridays with her. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, I'm doing other shit, right? I told y'all in the last vlog that my class started. It's not a face-to-face class. It's an online class where the professor put all the work and you go do it. I turned in the first assignment. At first, I thought the assignment was due Monday because that's when it was scheduled to be due, Monday, 11:59 p.m. Mind you, I sat in the library when I was with my friend and I did it while she was at the desk, but she was never able to get up from the desk because usually we'll go spend lunch together. Like I'll go to the cafe, eat, and I'll go sit with her while she has her lunch and we just talk about shit and stuff like that. But she wasn't able to do that as she came in at 12:30 on Monday. So really the time that I came around like 1 something. So she had just got there. So she wasn't gonna have her, she wasn't gonna have her lunch as soon, but then I needed to go because I had class at 5. I had class at 5:20, so I had to get my food and then go. And then, yeah, and then today I got up earlier because I usually get on the 11:45 shuttle whenever I go to campus to eat. But usually I begin on the 12:45. If I'm really bored and I don't want to wake up at 9 or wake up at 10, I'll just wake up at 11. But yeah, got to campus at 11:45 today. I got on the 11:20 something shuttle. Got to campus by 11:45, and I sat there in CAF for like an hour, maybe like from 12 to 12:30, 30 minutes. Yeah, and then got me some food to go for dinner. Had for lunch because today's Tuesday, so I had shrimp tacos, and then for dinner I went and got me a cheeseburger and some French fries. Saved it, put it in the fridge when I came in. Got on class at 4 p.m. After class, got in the shower. I did my Bantu knots. And tell me why. In the middle of doing my Bantu knots, I'm like, fuck it, I'm hungry. I go heat up my cheeseburger. I start eating. The fire alarm go off. It's not one of them little fire alarms where it's quiet. It's quiet. It was loud. It was like, stop what you're doing, go downstairs. So I'm walking, I'm putting on my clothes. Mind you, across the hall from me is an elderly couple. So I'm waiting. I put my clothes on and stuff like that, lock my door, and I'm looking in the hallway. It's quiet. Like there's nobody going down the stairs. Nobody's coming out of their house. So I'm like, that's interesting. That's interesting. And I'm like, like I said before, across the hall, the elderly couple live in that apartment, and they didn't come out the apartment. So I'm like, this must happen all the time, and it don't be fires. But I'm gonna save myself, and I'm gonna go downstairs. So I went downstairs. I'm looking, and I'm like, there's nobody coming down the stairs, and I'm like, this is a scheme set up by Todd. It gotta be. I go downstairs, I'm looking, there's a little bit of people downstairs and I see somebody coming. I'm like, did you hear the fire alarm go off? He was like, oh yeah, that happens all the time. I'm like, I'm just happy I'm not the only one that heard it because I didn't want to be but I'm looking at my rooms, not my room, my suite mate's rooms, it's going off in there and stuff, but it was like, it seems as if I was the only one in here. I don't know if I was the only one in here. I'm pretty sure other people was in here too, but nobody came out. So yeah. And then I just sat down on the floor. But then, I was on the first floor. I'm looking around, standing there. And then I do know that if it's a fire alarm and it's a fire, you don't take the elevators. I go downstairs. I see people getting in the elevators. I'm like, I'm confused. Nobody's stuck in the elevator? How y'all going up in the elevator when the fire alarm is going on? You can't hear the fire alarm on the first floor. But from the second floor all the way up to the 11th, you can hear it. But there's a little people downstairs. There's a guy, he was on a sports team in my school. He was like, is there a fire? I'm like, because I got the Citizen app and it said that it was a fire because the notification came to my phone. I'm like, okay, cool. I go all the way back up, go all the way back upstairs in an elevator. I'm like, I just hope we don't get fucking stuck. Get out the elevator, go back in my, it's like, it's still going off. I'm like, okay, maybe if I go back upstairs, it's gonna be done. No, it was still going off. So then I'm like, let me look out the window to see if I could see like a reflection of red flames or something coming from somebody's window. Because even though you can't see up or down, you can see the reflection from people's windows on the ground. So I looked in my room, I looked through these windows, and then I went into the living room. There's like a window there. I'm not sure if I showed you that window, but there's a window. They ain't got no blinds right there, and you can see. It's like one of those windows, like a really big window in a building, and you scared to go near the window because you feel like you're gonna fall out of it. That's how that shit felt. And also, when I was walking on the floor, it felt like a soft spot, like somebody dropped water on the floor and it's leaking through, like it seeped through the tiles. And it's like you could press down and you could feel it like bounce, like push up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what if this is a little spot right here and somebody fall through it? I was thinking too much. Too much shit was going on in my mind while this is going off. So I'm like, all right. And then I heard the fire trucks from all the way up on the 9th floor. So I'm like, I'm going to go back downstairs, because what if something is happening and everybody else don't know? I want to be the one to be out here and be like, well, I came downstairs. Because there has been times when I was in Buffalo, and they come and check the doors to make sure people were out the rooms. I pretended like I was asleep. Those fire alarms in the freaking buildings in Buffalo State College, those fire alarms is mad loud, and there's no way anybody's going to sleep through that. Like, it's mad loud, and then if the light flashes, and it's like the lights that flash like that could cause somebody to have a seizure. Like, wow. And you gotta go down, and you have to go outside because they be doing a head count. They know how many people is in that building. I'm like, oh my gosh. But one day I was like, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. They tell you you cannot cook in here. Why would you be cooking? And then you act like you don't know, you cooking, but you don't know how to fucking cook. Why you wanna cook? You leaving shit in the microwave that you're supposed to have water in it, but you forget the water. So now you burning shit. Now the fucking police, the firefighters gotta come up here and turn the fucking fire alarm off, because only they can turn it off. Only they can turn it off. That used to piss me off so bad. I remember one time I was in the shower and the fire alarm had went off. I was like, oh no. So it's like, now I'm gonna be wet, my pool's gonna be open, I'm gonna be outside, it's gonna be mad cold, I'm gonna get sick. Interesting. One time I was in the middle of doing my hair like I was now. A while ago, it was like at 6, 7 o'clock that happened. But yeah, I'm talking too much. Let me go ahead and put this camera on the charger, because it's like 2 bars, maybe 1 now because I've been talking for so long. But guys, look, I did bantu knots, and obviously they are not all the same size. I don't even know how I'm gonna go to sleep because some of them is too tight. That's why I don't be doing bantu knots no more, because when I do bantu knots, I don't know how to do the bantu knots to the point where they're not tight. And then on top of that, I put rubber bands on it, so now it's gonna be extra hard for me to take them out, and I just hope my hair don't get stuck and I have to pop them off. I'm gonna have to wake up at 8 o'clock to take the rubber bands out my head instead of waking up at 9, because I usually wake up at 9 to be ready to get on the shuttle by 10:20. But I'm gonna have to wake up at 8 so I can take these rubber bands out. Basically be up 2 hours before I get on the shuttle. Interesting. But yeah, all right, let me go ahead and go so I could put the computer and stuff, put all my stuff in my bag. And yeah. On the agenda tomorrow at my internship is to get one of the students to complete her exam for her 2nd certification for babysitting. So let's hope that happens tomorrow. And then for the other 2 students, we're still in the midst of trying, like, we know what we want to do with them. One is going to go to the library to obviously do their work, to volunteer. And then the other one, we have some stuff for him to complete in January, like some trainings for him to do. But I just don't feel like he should. First of all, he's frail. He doesn't have the body strength to be waxing floors. Like, no. He wants to work with computers. But at this moment right now, we need to build him up so he can work on computers. But either way, I'll see you guys tomorrow if I remember to take my camera. Hopefully I remember. Good night. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, y'all. The time right now is 9:36. Let's see what the shuttle is. You see the two yellow things? 2 shuttles. 1 shuttle went ahead to 5. So that should be coming back around in a few. But this is how my hair turned out after the Bantu knots. I tell you, before I went to sleep, I had to take some of the rubber bands out. Because I know for a fact, and this happened before, but it's like, I will leave the rubber bands in. Like sometimes I would just, usually when I do Bantu knots, I would go to school with the Bantu knots in my hair to give it another day. So my hair can be extra curly. Like I used to do that. Like in high school, I used to wear my hair in Bantu knots. And then after a couple days, take the Bantu knots out and my hair would be curly for mad long. Just do mad different styles and stuff. But yeah, my hair is cute. I haven't did Bantu knots in a minute, so. And then I had to put on the name earrings. I'm gonna get some more. And then I got the name chain on. Hold on. Gotta be very careful because this shit is prone to break. And then I got on pink. I got on this pink shirt under here. Pink sweater, pink vest. My socks is red and green though. It says Lucky Socks. I like one thing. My mentor got me those for Christmas. So what I'm gonna do is like, can you give me some pink socks? I like the color pink. You see my hair is growing out already. I did my hair, I dyed my hair on the 5th and then I waited until I'm like, I waited 5 days to dye my hair a different color. On this, okay, this was the 7th. I think I waited until the 10th to put some more color in my hair. Yeah. I can see the difference. Yeah. October 10th. October 10th, later on that night, is when I did my hair. I'm still trying to make sense of it. Hold on, let me look at my recent deletes, because I literally have a picture of me dyeing my hair. No, I did it on the 9th. Okay, so from the 5th and then the 9th is when I colored my hair some more. Like on the 5th, when I first did it, my hair was bright. And then by the time I re-dyed it on the 9th, my hair was darker. More of a purplish color, see? And then come November 5th, which is in a couple weeks, that new growth is gonna be blonde. And I'm gonna leave it blonde. This is a wine that I had the other, on Saturday. Was it this Saturday that just passed or last Saturday? So, yeah, Saturday that just passed. That was good. Shit, I need to get 2 bottles instead of 1. All right. Tell me, it's 9:40. Where the shuttle at? Shuttle didn't come nowhere near leave yet. So, like I said, probably I'm about to put the camera in the bag. Put my shoes on. Go sit downstairs. Oh, my nose itch. I hate when the weather starts changing because my nose becomes too dry. My skin come mad dry. But yeah, I just like the way my hair came out. Now it's gonna be so awkward coming back in tonight and fixing my hair. Well, I got a meeting tonight from 5:30 to like 6:30. My organization is sponsoring an event. So maybe I might set the camera up for y'all to see a little bit of it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have any. If I knew what we were like, it's about Medicaid and mental health. Basically, people having insurance in order to get the help that they need, but they cutting. They said they was cutting some stuff. So it's like, is that gonna fall in between people with mental health or what? But yeah, I might set the camera up so y'all can see a little bit. I don't know. I might set the camera up. I might set the computer up over there so I can be sitting up. Because I be sitting up, unfortunately, on my bed. But I might sit in my chair. My chair is nice and cozy. I got that chair to sometimes sit in it. And I want to take that chair home. So, honestly, I need to start packing my stuff so I can start taking some stuff home. I need my mother to come help me put some stuff and take it home. And honestly, it seems as if I bring more stuff. Well, honestly, I could throw the towels and stuff out at the end of the semester. At the end of May. Throw all that shit out. I don't need none of that shit. I'm taking that lamp home. That white one could go in the garbage because I've had that since 2017, since I first moved in as a fucking freshman. Let's see. Both the shuttles gonna come at the same time. So, I don't know. But, yeah. I'll see you guys on campus. Okay, y'all. So, it's 1:33. I'm at internship. When I came in, I immediately told the student to open up computers, sign in. We finna lock in. We finna do this last module and do this final exam. She got 25 out of 25. She got a 100% on the certification exam. So that's 2 certifications she has under her belt. And tomorrow, she will be going back to the Goodwill Center to be volunteering at the daycare until we can get her situated with a doors counselor over by where she lives and see if there's a daycare a daycare Goodwill Center over by where she lives. So by December, they are all graduating out of the program. Because we already got it situated for one of the other students. A lady came, she's going to be working with him on his resume, helping with interviewing. So hopefully he can get a position in the library. And honestly, I feel like we could find some certifications for him to do for the library. We just have to figure it out. I'm going to have to go on American Red Cross and see if they got certifications for a library and stuff. See he'll be certified, see if he could do it. Because it's not fair. Only one person got 2 certifications and the other 2. But it's like, I could understand because one person is not as present like the other two. Well, the one that works in the library, he has this, if he worked in the library, he'll read every single book. I don't even know how to explain it. Just 2 others need more help individually, while one doesn't. He doesn't really struggle, but the other 2 does. So we have to work closely with the other 2. Well, I do. And then one student, he just go about his day and do what he do. He don't really need a certification because he's very much so capable. But it would be good for him to have a certification so he could put on his resume, just in case it'll go with the position that he wants to get. I can't wait for it to be like 2-something. 2:30 come around. I'm leaving. I'm tired. I want to hurry up and get back to my room. I have this meeting at 5:30 to log into, so I want to get back to my room by like 3 o'clock. Take an hour nap or something, and then wake up and wait for 5 o'clock. Or I'll just wake up at 5 o'clock and get myself together between 5 and 5:30 because I'm tired. I only had 5 hours of sleep. And the thing is, I don't even want to take a nap because I know if I take a nap, I'm going to be up all night and then I got to wake up early again. And I don't like doing that. I don't like being up all night when I know I have to wake up early in the morning. I missed last semester where I used to come in, eat my food by 10 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, 10:30, 10:45, or 11 o'clock, the lights go off. And by 12:30, I'm asleep. Like, that was my schedule. Ooh. I had some fried chicken, mac and cheese, and collard greens. Well, I had 3 wings. I ate some of the mac and cheese. I didn't eat none of the collard greens. And I ate some of this banana bread. My eyes is rolling in the back of my head. I'm so tired. If I could just go home now, it would be very greatly appreciated. I'm all, look, spaced out. I'll talk to y'all later. Hey guys, I'm in my room. I got here at like 3 something. Yeah. I'm just sitting around waiting for this meeting to start. And yeah, so I'm tired and I'm hungry. Look at this. This is crazy. One day I'm gonna get it together. One day. But yeah.
Is sort of like a subsidy program for farmers that who crop may have didn't do well this season.
Okay. I'm taking notes already. Learning already. We even start.
Yes, man. That was just something that I was just sharing with you because we were talking about the SNAP benefits and them ended next month if they don't come to some kind of agreement on the government shutdowns.
Yeah.
And then there's a little misinformation out there as well because the government shutdown. One of the huge sticking points is the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, the subsidies, for lack of a better term. And the big beautiful bill does want to cut some of those subsidies, but when you hear people talking about it, like in the news, they're talking about it like they trying to eliminate them completely. That's not the case. The Affordable Care Act and the Obamacare, it puts subsidies in place to assist people that wasn't eligible for Medicaid. So if you apply for Medicaid and you either income or asset over scale, then here's a subsidy. That's when you go to the marketplace and choose a plan, and we'll subsidize that plan for you.
Yeah.
And one of the things about Obamacare was that health insurance was mandatory, so everybody had to have it. So for the people who weren't eligible for Medicaid, you could go to this marketplace and get a subsidized program. Now the subsidies that they're talking about stopping with the big beautiful bill are additional subsidies that were an extension of the original subsidies that they put in place because of COVID.
Okay.
So the ones that they want to actually stop now in the big beautiful bill is the additional ones that were added as a result of COVID. They're still going on. We're not in COVID now. So what they want to do is they want to take those subsidies, but the original subsidies that were in place to subsidize your health insurance is still in place with Obamacare and Affordable Care Act.
And would not what about everybody who talks about how their premiums are going to double in January because of that? What's that about?
Well, the premiums are going to increase as a result of, well, they're cutting some of the funding for those programs as well. So they're estimating that they're going to save somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 trillion from the money that they're actually slashing from Medicaid. And so that's what's going to increase everybody's subsidies, along with the fact that because they're pulling some of their money out of Medicare and Medicaid, some of the providers don't want to be a part of those networks any longer. So not only are you going to have, increased health insurance premiums, but you may not even be able, with your current plan, to even utilize your current primary care physician, because they may opt out of the particular plan because the federal government is taking money out, so it's not as lucrative to them.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work for them.
It looks like we're getting a sneak preview here.
Yeah, I told Mr. Snow I'm taking notes already. We haven't even started yet.
Well, Mr. Snow, good afternoon. Are we evening yet? Where is that cutoff?
I think it
would be evening.
right about evening.
Yeah. So look, it was so nice.
At 6 o'clock, they call it the evening news, don't they? So
well, definitely at 6. Yeah, I've always been a little puzzled with between the 5:30 that mark there. But
That's
listen, it was great speaking with you. I am Janet Spry, Dr. Spry, and I spoke with you earlier today.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
so it's so an honor to meet you and to have this opportunity to hear from you today as you share with us. And thank you for the sneak preview.
You're welcome, ma'am. And the honor is all mine. As I indicated to you earlier about, it's like a full circle moment for me.
Yes, I know. And I can't wait I look forward to having you share that with us toward the end, as you
Yes,
had indicated. So that's going to, I don't know if you've mentioned anything to Dr.
No.
Fetcho. Hello, Dr.
No,
Fetcho.
I haven't. No.
Okay.
And as I was trying to put my thoughts together for this evening in regards to that particular portion, I left out an uncle. I had an uncle that went there that actually graduated and got his master's, and I think it was vocational rehabilitation somewhere in the neighborhood. And
really?
So, yes,
What's
and
his
that's
name?
Kenneth Thomas. And that was in the last, I want to say in the last 5 or 6 years.
Okay, then we should know Mr. Thomas, so I have a record of his completing the program. Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he's and I think he went back to school on some kind of veterans benefit because my uncle was in the Navy.
Wow,
And
look at that.
And I think he was in fact he used to work at the courthouse. He used to work for the alternative sentencing. He used to be a counselor with the drug court. And then he went back to school at CAP and he got his master's, and now he does wraparound services for veterans.
Wow. Awesome. That's beautiful. Yeah. That's one of our graduates.
So many times.
Yeah. Let me respond to this text. Someone is trying to get on, and then I'll be right back. Okay.
Mr. Snow, I appreciate you.
Don't mind my hair. I just took the scrunchies out. Hey, over there. What I should do is put the other two. I need to clean this drawer out. This looks fucking crazy. Oh shit, where did I put the others? I'll probably put them over there. What is this? I need to move this garbage bag. Put that right there. I came up here to say, my friend Tyshawn, Cyrus, she likes for me to call Cyrus. We were supposed to do a video on why people be lying, specifically men, cause they'll tell a little small lie that don't even need to be a lie. Like all they gotta do is tell the truth, but they just wanna lie for no reason. And me trying to get to the root of what's the purpose of lying. Like they tell little white lies and get comfortable with telling little white lies, and they start lying about shit, bigger shit, and they just become a habitual liar. Like that don't make no sense to me. What are you lying about? Why are you lying? Like all you have to do is tell the truth. They lie because they want to dictate how somebody responds to what they want to tell them. They want to be able to control how somebody responds. That'll never make sense to me. Ain't no way you're going to sit in my face and tell me something and be like, see, this is why I didn't want to tell you the truth. So you didn't want to tell me the truth because you knew that if you told me the truth, I will then decide that I no longer want to deal with you no more. So you would rather lie and stay lying than to tell the truth. So you just want the foundation we have to be built on a lie instead of telling the truth. Are people okay? Or are they just stupid? Because that shit sounds stupid to me. I need to go to the bathroom. I don't feel like getting up though. It feels later, but it's only 10:42. I want to watch this movie. I want to watch this movie called Love Brooklyn. Love Brooklyn. Nicole Beharie is in it. DeWanda Wise. It's this guy. He played in Moonlight. He was the light-skinned guy. He was like the older one. He was working in the restaurant. You know, Trevante Rose, love interest as they got older. Yeah, the light-skinned guy. I don't remember his name. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you him. I got the phone right here. I could show you him. Let me see. Love Brooklyn. Like, I'm waiting for that movie to come up. His name is... What the fuck is his name? Andre Holland. This light-skinned nigga. Him. He's in the movie Love Brooklyn. Nicole Beharie, DeWanda Wise, Jack Haven, Cassandra Freeman, who plays Aunt Vi on The New Bel-Air. Got Cara Patterson. Who are all of these people? Joshua Boone. Saquon. I've never heard that name before, but I guess. Oh, let's see. Love Brooklyn is on streaming. Let's see. Oh, the movie that I watched with Andre Holland and what's her name? Andre Day in Exhibiting Forgiveness, when his father was basically on drugs and Aljanu Ellis played his mother, and his father was abusive to his mother, but then it was like he left, he got clean, he came back around, but he never forgave his father. Like he watched his father do some bullshit. His father would force him to, the money that they would make from their business, picking up the garbage and stuff like that, he would take the money instead of giving him, like, he was supposed to do the thing with his father, make a little, like, that was his, like, allowance, but instead of his father giving him the money for the allowance or using it to pay the bills, he would go and buy drugs. And he would be in the car when the father got out to go buy the drugs and get high. And then I remember one time he had on sneakers. It was the one scene. He had on sneakers and he stepped down onto a nail and it obviously went through the shoe and now he's bleeding, but the father is making him still work through all of that. Mind you, they stepping in mud and shit, and he's telling him to stop crying like a little silly, like he's trying to get him to be tough. Your son's foot could possibly become affected with an open wound in the bottom of his foot, He has on white shoes and his foot is bloody. Mind you, the father still got out of the car to go buy drugs while he was sitting in the car. And he got out the car and walked all the way home to his mother. And it's like his mother seen all of that happen, but it's like you can't really tell. I don't know. I mean, he got clean and she forgave him. It's like she was near the end of her life where she felt like she had it in him. She still had love for him. It's like as long as you get clean and you come back and you do by us the right way you say you're going to do after you get clean, then I guess you're right with me. But it's like his father had anger issues, all types of stuff. And then I remember saying this in one of my blogs because I watched this movie last year. And he was like, he asked his father, like, what was wrong with you for you to be acting like that towards us? And he had the nerve to be like, my father did it to me. My father pulled out. He was like, my father pulled out a gun on me. He was hitting my mother and I stood in between him and he pulled the gun at me. And he was like, at least I didn't pull a weapon out on you. So you think just because you didn't pull out a weapon on me, that means you some kind of saint? You just didn't use a weapon. And stuff actually happens like that. People actually think like that. Well, at least I didn't pull a weapon. You think you got it bad? I had it worse than you. My father used to beat me with steel irons and all types of different stuff. I didn't do that to you. The trauma you faced as a child with your father is what you passed on to me. Just because you didn't beat me with what he beat you with does not mean that was okay. You wasn't doing good in your life because you were so fixated on trying to be something better or harboring the emotions that your father feared into you, instilled. He put fear into you. And instead of trying to become a better person, you succumbed to it. You did the drugs to mask the pain. And because you wasn't really making no money, you didn't really have much of a job to help keep the bills afloat, and your wife had to do everything, and basically you wanted to be the provider, it made you angry, and you needed something to ease the pain, and then you start doing drugs and getting high. It was like, oh, I could do this. And became functional, and then you couldn't be functional no more. You just needed it. Every little job you did, as soon as you got the money, you had to go get high. Forgetting the responsibilities, taking the money that you're supposed to be getting for the bills. If you saving up money for the bills, you're taking that shit and blowing it all on drugs. And he just couldn't understand. Like, he couldn't understand why his mother forgave his father so much. Like, he just couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And he tried to do everything he could to keep his father out of his life. He didn't want to be nowhere near his father. Don't speak his name to me. I don't care. I don't know what it is. If he's on his deathbed, I don't want to know. And the mother's like, you need to forgive him. All this hate you got, it's gonna do nothing but consume you. You ain't even gotta be around him. Forgive him so you can heal and move on. You don't even have to talk to him. Just forgive him so you can move on and you can be better for your wife and your kids, because whether you know it or not, you might, even though you might not show that you might not have as much anger as him. You just have resentment. And you're trying so hard to be the best father to your son than your father was to you, but not realizing that it's kind of isolating yourself. How can I explain it? It's like certain things you do, you're overcompensating yourself by doing too much, and then you start doing a little. Like, even though he was there for his son, it's almost like he was always working. Because he was a painter. Yeah, he was a painter. He had his own exhibit and stuff like that. And then he started having these dreams. Like, he had dreams and stuff like that. He never really wanted to talk about those dreams, because who wants to talk about a dream that you had and you remembering from what your father did to you? I don't even know how I got to this topic. Oh, I was talking about Love Brooklyn and who the person was. And I remember, watching Exhibiting Forgiveness. Like, literally, exhibiting forgiveness. Forgiving the person who did this to you Although you don't forget, but you want to forgive so you can heal and move on. Because if you don't heal, that shit is going to harbor over you for the rest of your life. And it's going to put a strain on the relationship that you have with your wife and your kids. You're trying so hard not to be like your father. So whenever you get angry, you don't talk about your feelings. So it's kind of like you pushing away your wife and not really talking about what's going on because you don't want to show how angry you are. And you probably don't even really know how to feel the angry emotion because all you saw was red with your father that you don't even know how to process it for real. Like you don't know how to dissect it. It could probably just be annoyance. But any little sign of, oh, I feel like I'm about to get mad, you already assuming the emotion is mad before you even let it come to your body. I have no idea if that makes any sense, but such an interesting concept. That movie was good. And then in the movie, the boy, the guy, the light-skinned guy, I said his name was Andre Holland, but in the movie his name was Roger. And as I said before, Audrey Ellis played his mother, and it's like she was having issues with her heart and stuff, and she's been sick. And they've been telling her she needs to relax a little bit. And then the father came around, and then and that's when he was having this little like why do you want to forgive that man? And it's like as soon as she forgave him, forgave the father, like he just finished talking to his mother about all of this stuff. He left his mom and find out she in the hospital and she died. Like, nigga, I was just talking to you. How did that happen? And so now he lost his mother, who just forgave his deadbeat ass dad, who was beating on them. So now we're like, I'm left to pick up the pieces or at least try to figure out. Like he was doing a project. That's what it was. He was doing a project. And he said, the only way I'm going to do this project with you is if you like stay clean. Because he was like, he always said about he's clean, but he don't be clean. In addicts, it's really hard for an addict to stay clean sometimes, especially if they in an environment which led to them to use and abuse drugs or alcohol. So you have to really put like, I don't know, but it's such an interesting movie. If I could just watch movies and sit up here and talk I do that anyway, watch movies and talk about it with y'all. Another movie that I watched, oh my gosh. I watched this movie when I was in 7th grade. I don't even know what possessed the teacher to put it on. I think her name was Miss Pender. I don't know what possessed her to put it on, but it had Sean Penn and Dakota Fanning. I think I spoke about this on my TikTok. Like, this is how I knew I was really an empath. That movie was so sad. It was so sad. That was like the first time ever where I sat there and I really, really, really cried. Like, cried to the point where the teacher had to keep giving me tissue. Like, giving me tissue, and I was like you can look at my face and just see the tears, and the kids and the other kids in the class was like, wow, why are you crying? And I'm like, you don't even have to be going through. You don't have to go through what other people go through. But you could just feel the emotions in the movie. Like, the movie was I Am Sam with Sean Penn and Dakota Fanning. Because he was special needs. I don't even remember if he was born like that or if he got into an accident that made him that way. But he was special needs. And he ended up having a baby. Well, obviously the lady took advantage of him because he wasn't capable of consenting to anything. He was not in that mindset of being able to consent. So she took advantage of him. She got pregnant. She had a baby. And thought they was a couple when they was leaving the hospital together. She got the fuck on the bus and left him outside with the baby. So him and his other friends who were also special needs, they lived in a community and they took turns raising the baby. They raised the baby together, and then the next door neighbor helped raise the baby until she was scared to go outside, and she would go outside for him and the baby. And Dakota's name in the movie was Lucy Diamond Dawson. That movie was so fucking sad. And it's like essentially his daughter obviously was smarter than him. He wasn't capable of taking care of a baby. So the system ended up taking her. Like, he fought to get a lawyer. He said he don't have no money, but I want to keep my daughter. And then, but he knew the thing is, he knew he wasn't capable of taking care of her. He wanted her to have a better family. As long as he could just live near her and she can see him, he'd be fine. He would be absolutely fine. Just don't sit out. I just don't want to not see my child. And he will always tell her, he knew that she was smarter than him and stuff like that. And he would be like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. I wish they had, nope. Can they do a part 2? Sean Penn's still alive. And Dakota Fanning is 30. 33, I think. That's just like how I was like, they should do a part 2 to the movie Hide and Seek with Dakota Fanning and Robert De Niro. Well, obviously Robert De Niro's character would be dead because he died in the first movie. But then he had a dissociative personality disorder. And Dakota lived. So it's like she left and moved to somebody. So now that she's older, I feel like she would have had a kid and she could have named her kid Charlie. But every single time she called his name, like she was like, she didn't know where she got the name from. When she was giving birth, she could have went into a manic episode. She could have been splitting her, yep, and had a baby, and in that manic episode, named her son Charlie after her father's other personality. That would eat. You know how good of a movie that would be? It's like every single time she hear her child, every single time she calls Charlie, something happens, something crazy happens, and now her son is going through the stuff that she went through when she was with her father. And now it's like, I'm telling you, I'm not the one doing these things. I mean, well, my name is Charlie, but I'm not doing these things. But it's like every single time she says the name Charlie, she goes into a manic episode. That would be such a great freaking movie. I hope somebody look at my video and write a script. Give me fucking 10% on the script and develop it into a movie. That would eat so bad. It would eat so fucking bad. But yeah. What time is it now? It's 10:59. I'm about to watch this movie called The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. I'm about to go use the bathroom. And I'm eating some cookies. Bye. Good morning, y'all. This is what I'm wearing today. Let's see, my hair is, the buns is obviously crooked, but that's fine. Here, white shirt, right turtleneck, cause it's cold out. This little green thing, I haven't worn this in a minute. So, hold on. Gotta fix my pants. My leggings, I got on leggings with fur on them, and I got some jeans on. See? And then I got these sneakers on. It got some green in it, so I just thought I'd put together this outfit. So now I'm gonna put on my sweater, my coat, and I'm ready to go. You see that booty? That booty? That booty? That big booty? Boom, boom, boom. And so I'm getting some food from the food bank today, so I'll be back to let you guys know what it is that I'm getting from the food bank. Unless I take the camera with me, but my camera's on 1%. So I could take my camera in charge when I get to my internship. But yeah, let me go so I can drink my protein shake and get downstairs before the shuttle comes. Okay, so hey y'all, it is 9:51. I'm doing statistics homework. I got me my Coke. If you hear what's going on in the background, I am watching Sinners. I got some stuff for the food bake, as I told y'all earlier this morning. Piece of flavored goldfish. Can't wait to see what that tastes like. I got some Hawaiian rolls. So I'm about to eat me some Hawaiian rolls as a snack with some Nutella. And then I got a bag of Takis. I was actually supposed to show y'all when I got to internship, but unfortunately I did not. I said I'm gonna just wait till I get back to my room. I got back in the room, took my clothes off, got in the bed, and took a nap until like 5:30. This was such an interesting movie, I swear. And I posted the vlog from that day when me and my friend went to go see the movie, because this is our tradition. Anytime a scary movie comes out, we go see, oh, I know exactly the movie I'm gonna watch after this. Smile 2. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm trying to do a thing where we could do a movie night, because the last time she came over, well, not here, but when I was at the other place, we watched The Deliverance and we was eating edibles. That was an experience. We usually eat the edibles and go to the movie theaters and watch the movies there. We ate edibles and we saw The Conjuring.
No, we could.
We ate edibles and saw Smile 2. I was just sitting there like.
There she is. He moved a ton of temper a month back in his heyday.
And that movie, Smile 2, it wasn't gruesome, but the first scene with Joel, who was the character from the first Smile with Rose, and she was the ex-fiance and he was the cop, and he had to pass on. But the thing was, the entity wasn't latching on to him, and it wasn't messing up his brain because he was stronger. Like, he ain't let that shit bother him for real. Like, he ain't paid no mind. He wasn't weak to the point where he had to stand there, like, he had to do what the entity was telling him to do, lose his mind and then take his life in front of somebody, and that's how it passes on. You either take somebody's life and the entity removes itself from you and go on to somebody else, or you take your life in front of somebody. And it kind of seemed as if he didn't have nobody around him to complete the task that they wanted him to complete, the first one, to take his life in front of somebody. Rose passed it on to him, which I'm just, and then also I was like, I still want to know what happened.
It's the last guy we ever gonna see from us. And if we see you or any one of your clan buddies cross our property line,
Shit.
we're gonna kill them right where they stand.
Shit. Clan don't exist no more.
Clan don't exist no more. It's just lying. All right, this is the 1930s. Who the fuck is you telling? Mind you, this movie took place in October 16, 1932. My grandmother was born October 30th, 1939. My grandmother's birthday is coming up. Oh, brother. Here we go.
You up off early, son?
Like you said, jump on the work. Don't let the work jump on you. That's right. Finish my quota for the day.
Yeah, I brought it in here. I want you to help me give my sermon tomorrow.
Keep telling me like I don't know. Okay.
1 Corinthians 10:13. Read.
No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind.
Damn, what was I
God is
saying?
faithful.
Oh, from
He will not
Smile.
let you be
I wish
tempted
they would have at
beyond what
least,
you can.
like, you know how, because how the movie Smile even came about, it was a little
Now, Pop, if you don't mind,
short film on YouTube with Laura Can't Sleep.
Where you gotta get up
She
for
was
to be in the
Rose's
house,
patient in the first Smile movie where she broke the
I've been working all
the
week.
flower pot and she used it to make basically a smile in her face and her neck. Like, she did that, like you saw, and that's took her life in front of Rose. Now Rose has a curse.
Philanderers who shirk their responsibilities to their
I wish they would
families
do that with like the
all
background
over each other.
information on how Rose's fiance, new fiance, and how her sister went about after that, because it was kind of like Rose and her sister mother had like some type of mental illness, and the mother was also on drugs, but the older sister just left Rose with her mother. So now Rose seen
Hey, little cousin, come on out.
basically everything her mother was suffering with. And it was kind of like, there's nothing wrong with Rose. She just has a mental illness. It passed on to Rose. So they didn't really think
Don't you worry now.
she was telling the truth.
You gonna
They
get
just
back
kind of
to
thought
you,
like, no, she
please.
just now all of a sudden has a mental break and is suffering from the same thing the mother went through. Oh my gosh. And you could look at the movie as that, like it's not real. None of it is real. It's just hallucinations and people going into split personalities and believing what they think is going on in their mind to be real. You could look at it from that standpoint. And your past trauma, if you don't hear from it, it can consume your life.
So tell me about Chicago. I heard they got Jim Crow up there.
Just like what I was talking about in the other clip with the movie Exhibiting Forgiveness with Andre Holland. He didn't let basically his father's trauma from the grandfather turn him into a hateful, angry man, and he took what his father told him and became a terrible father to his son and to his son's mother. And he seen that and he didn't like that. So what he wanted to do was change that generational trauma, remove that trauma from out his life so he don't put it on his son. But then he didn't realize that he was trying so hard not to be like his father, which it was causing him to push his wife away or not really understand the emotions that he was going through. Like, it's all just the same freaking thing. I love being in this field. I think psychology was the best field for me to go into because I'm always trying to figure out somebody, read their body language, understand how their past traumas makes them who they are today. And if they can heal from it, will they become a better person or do they want to heal? And clinical mental health counseling and sinners is the same kind of fucking way too. Because literally between Stack and Smoke is the one that feels, well, Smoke is more hardcore. He's carrying the trauma of taking his father's life. He's carrying that trauma of taking their father's life. They were already been seen as the sons of a devil. Their father was basically the devil. Their father was basically evil man because they are spawned of him. They're evil too. And also, basically one is good and bad. Smoke, kind of good. Stack, kind of bad. But also, Stack's trauma was he was getting beat on by the father. Smoke was too, but he wasn't getting it bad as like he wasn't getting it bad as Stack was. One day, the father beat Stack so bad he was unconscious, and Smoke said "fuck it" and killed their father. Gotta go, camera dead.